Hello and welcome to my 2022 December earnings video. In this video, I go over my income from stock photography and video sales, as well as share my thoughts about my journey. If you're new, I'm Joel, and you'll find videos like this, as well as other photography and filmmaking videos on this channel here. If you're digging this content, then ask that you give me a like or even subscribe. Speaking of which, I'm actually really close here on this channel to 1,000 subs, so I would really appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So I always like to start these videos with basically kind of a summary of what the month was like, and December was not the best month for me stock photography wise. It also seems like I'm going for a record, yet another passive income month for me. I didn't get anything uploaded in the month of December. Actually spent the month traveling back to Wisconsin and then preparing for an 8-month-long trip abroad, which is where I'm at now. I did make a video about how I've been overpacking with my photography gear basically from the last couple of years of travel. It is a long one, so be sure to grab a beer if you haven't checked it out already. So now let's go ahead and talk about my earnings from stock images and videos, starting with my best performing agencies first. And this month was actually Alamy, which is kind of a rare one for me. I don't get a lot of sales with Alamy. I have 844 photos. I had one sale and earned me a total of $5.08. So you can already tell this is just how bad this month was if my best stock site earned me $5. But anyways, this one sold for $25, which earned me a commission of $5. And you can see it's basically a shot from time in Puerto Rico. And this is actually of Seven Seas Beach. So next up, we're gonna talk about Adobe Stock. That came in second for me. I have 629 images and 68 videos on Adobe Stock. I had 7 downloads total, earning me a total of $4.98. So let's go ahead and look at the images, starting with this one here. This you may have seen if you've been watching this channel before. It sells quite a lot for me. It's the Owens River in California. Next is this lighthouse in eastern Puerto Rico. It's actually in Fajardo, and it was on the same beach that you saw that picture from Alamy it sold. And then also we've got this one here of these vineyards in Southern California. So now third place for me was Shutterstock. With Shutterstock, I've got a portfolio of 702 images with 77 videos on there. I had a total of 16 downloads for the month of December, and that brought me in a total of $4.34, which is, actually about close to average for me there, but still a little disappointing. $1.49 of that was actually from the contributor fund, which is like how Shutterstock is essentially compensating contributors for using their images to train AIs for image generation. So I'm still not sure how I feel about my images being used to train the AI, or even honestly just how much it's going to end up hurting our sales in the long run. I suspect that it will probably definitely have an impact on it, but for me, it's honestly a little too early to figure that out, at least with my sales personally. I don't know, you let me know what you guys' thoughts are on that. Let me know in the comments, I guess. Have you seen this same thing in your funds? I'm curious to find out how many of you guys have actually noticed this. Now for me, I had to scroll all the way over to the right-hand side on the earnings bar in order to actually see it. So it might be hard to, you might not notice it unless you actually scroll all the way over to the side to see that. Now all of the other sales I had on Shutterstock were all subscription sales. So here's just a few of my favorites. This shot here was from Treasure Island in Florida, and it was an editorial image, as you can see, because we've got a whole bunch of people in the background. Next up here, we have this Toyota Land Cruiser, kind of all set up for an overlanding rig against the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Probably seen this one a bunch of times on my channel. It's very popular, and it actually sold 3 times. Here we have the Star of India, which is an iron-hulled ship, which is part of the San Diego Maritime Museum in California. And again, this one was submitted as editorial. And of course, this shot here of Mount Shasta in Northern California, it was shot in November, so there's very little snow on it. So next up, we're gonna talk about my dishonorable mentions, as I like to call them. So these are all of the sites that basically gave me just a couple sales or very low income from them. So I just lump them all together. I had in this group for the month of December was IM, Dreamstime, Canva, Deposit Photos, iStock Getty, Wirestock, and 123RF. Total sales for this whole group was $5.73. So here are a few of the ones that sold, starting with the Don Cesar Hotel in St. Pete Beach, Florida. This one actually sold 3 times for me on Dreamstime. Next, we have this landscape from Convict Lake, California, and that one actually sold on IM. Here's a model released image of my wife. These images haven't sold in a while because of probably because of COVID kind of dying down and everything, but this one was sold on 123RF as a commercial image. This next one also sold on 123RF from Lake Tahoe. And this sharp-looking fellow in traditional Oktoberfest costume sold an iStock Getty 2 times as an editorial image. And you may have seen this one on this channel as well. The silhouette of palm trees in California sold 2 times for me through iStock Getty. Here's another image of my wife on the beach. This model released image sold through Wirestock via Shutterstock. And then finally, this image of these horses kicking up dust sold on Wirestock as well, but it was attributed to free pics, which honestly kind of freaked me out a little bit when I first saw this attributed to free pics. But rest assured, as I mentioned in my Wirestock update video, it is actually a subscription sale and not a free download. So that brings me to the Wirestock problem, right? It may be old news by now because this video is coming out quite late. But Wirestock had a really major issue with Adobe Stock in December. Essentially, what I was told from Wirestock was that they were renegotiating their deal. So literally nobody had any sales from Adobe on Wirestock. Now, the worst part of this all was that Wirestock didn't tell anybody about this at all. It just happened. There's also some even more huge news about Wirestock's change to its submission program that you may have already heard about as well. I will go into it a little further in another video that I have coming out, but it is very disappointing, and it honestly might be the end of the line for Wirestock. Finally, I didn't have any other sales with any other agencies or platforms, including Pond5, VideoHive, or even Fine Art America. So how are your sales for December? Let me know in the comments below. And also do me a favor and like the video so that other people can help find this content. And of course, if any of my videos have helped you at all, you can show your appreciation by using my links in the description, buying me a beer, subscribing, sharing the video, the channel with someone else, whatever. All of those things are very greatly appreciated. All right, now let's go ahead and get into my total earnings for December of 2022. All right, so total earnings for December of 2022 were $20.13. Yeah, kind of disappointing. Really disappointing, actually. That was from 40 image sales and no video downloads. With that, I have an average portfolio size of 652 images with 111 videos. Honestly, this is like my second worst month for 2022. Just behind the month of May. But I will say that year over year, it was still a $7 increase over 2021. Again, that just shows that the longer that you're doing this whole stock photography thing, you're gonna see year over year increases like that. So every year I'm making more and more money. It's still, even if it's a disappointing month based on the averages that I've been having so far. So now before you go, if you're interested in some of my travel videos, you can check out my other channel, Wandering Hartz. That's the one I do with my wife, where we have like travel information about locations and stuff, as well as kind of nomadic living, and living as basically digital nomads, that kind of thing. So you can check that out if you like. Also, I just want to thank everybody for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. Also appreciate all the you guys' interactions in the community tab. I try to get in there and leave comments, ask questions and polls and stuff like that. And I do appreciate that. I also promised to put a few more videos out. I've kind of, like I said before, I've been doing a lot of traveling and working on some other things. So my videos have been slow, but I do have a few more coming out here really soon. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope this was helpful. Cheers.